It's Friday, it's Charger time!
Welcome everyone to Charger Time. I'm your host, Avesh Wagner. This week's show is dedicated to learning differences awareness. Learning differences refers to the diversity of how all students learn. Now let's start the show by entering the world of sports, and for that we need to talk to Ethan Hager.
2, 1. Hey Penfield, I am Ethan Hager. These are the sports for the week of October 18th through 22nd. The Penfield JV soccer team ended their season with a win over Dock. The Chargers defeated Dock 2-1. Scoring for the Chargers was Aldo Flores and Maya Godania. The Penfield field hockey team also wrapped up their season. Hopefully we will have a report about their season next week. This week we are going to spotlight the North Penn Middle School cheer. I had a chance to interview the head coach of the team, Coach Stonis. Here's the interview and the questions I asked her. Hey Penfield TV, I'm Ethan Hager, and today I've got an interview with Coach Stonis.
Yep.
So, has practice been going well this year?
Yes, the girls have been practicing all summer long. They actually made it in, most of them made the team in May. They made the team, and then they practiced all summer long. We started practices at the high school in August. They were at practices 2 days a week in August, and we're anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week now with football games. And then we'll move into basketball and competition season.
Great. Are all the girls hyped for this year, for the rest of the year?
They are so excited. This year, we are officially a combined team. We have girls from 7, 8, and 9 at Penfield, Pembroke, and Pendale.
Wow.
28 girls on the whole team, and they are super excited. They are loving being together this year and being able to support all the football teams and next all the basketball teams at all the schools.
Let's go Chargers! Let's go Chargers! Let's go!
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ethan. Alicia had a chance to sit down this week with our new vice principal, Miss Robbins, so let's see how that turned out.
Hey guys, it's Havisha, and today I have Mrs. Robbins here with me. I'm going to be asking her like 20 questions. It's going to be a short little interview, and hopefully by the end of this we'll learn a little something about her. So, first question, how do you like Penfield so far?
I like it. This is actually the only secondary building that I haven't worked at, so I was I was excited to get moved over here so that I could experience and I can say that I worked in every secondary building. But everything's great so far. I mean, the teachers are awesome, the kids are fantastic and very, very polite and just very welcoming, so it's been great.
Okay. So, what's your favorite thing about Penfield?
Favorite thing? Boy, I have to say it seems like everybody really works together. It just seems like it's very embedded in the culture here. So the teachers work together, the kids seem to really work together very well, and that's the thing I am enjoying.
Okay. So, what's your opinion on block scheduling?
Well, because I was one of the people who actually developed it, so we previously did a lot of research on the block scheduling just to see if it was something that we wanted to move to, and it was something that we've actually proposed like years ago.
Okay.
But taking a look at especially a lot of the recommendations from the CDC and organizations like that, they actually said that especially with COVID and coming back to everything, it would be beneficial because number one, you're seeing less teachers, you have less classes, less to actually like worry about within a chunk of time. So if you look at it, like if you take it by semester, I mean there's a couple different ways to do block scheduling, but if you look at it by semester, then there's less things that you really have to worry about, and you can build better relationships with your teachers that you have at that point in time, and then you get the chance to start fresh. And so that's the thing that I think is really beneficial, and teachers have the time within the class to really help you. They have time to conference with you. They have time to make sure that you understand what you're doing before you leave and go home. So I think that I like it.
Okay. Is being assistant principal difficult?
I mean, with any job that you have, it can be difficult at times. I've always enjoyed working with kids. I started out off as a teacher. I taught math up at North Penn High School, beginning here in North Penn. That was 20 years ago that I started with North Penn. Then I was able to work at Pembroke as a teacher on special assignment because I was learning how to be a principal. Then I was an assistant principal at the high school for a year, and then at Penndale for 12, and so now I'm here. So I have been doing it for a long time, but with any job, as you go through and take a look at it, you're always going to have some points that are a little bit more difficult than others, but I really enjoy working with the teachers and all the students because that's what keeps me going as far as the job.
Okay, so what's your opinion on Penfield students and staff?
My opinion? I mean, like I said before, it's just everyone coming in here, especially the students, I would say it's amazing being able to walk down the hallways and just everybody, like you look at somebody, you say hi, they say hi back. The politeness is there. I really enjoy the fact that it seems like everybody, all the students are very outgoing. Nobody's afraid to come and talk to you, to say hi, anything like that. And the teachers, they've been very welcoming to me too. Just getting to work with them, learning their teaching styles, learning how they interact with kids has been great.
Okay, so what's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Christmas, and I think that's probably because my birthday is the day before Christmas, and so it's always been a time of a lot of celebrating for me. So I think that's probably my favorite.
Do you have a favorite staff member?
Favorite staff member? My goodness. I don't know. I'm just getting to know everybody.
Do you have a favorite type of music?
I listen to everything, but I have to say my go-to if I'm going to listen to stuff is probably 90s hip-hop.
Okay. Do you have a favorite TV show or a favorite movie?
So I would say my favorite TV show, one that I really enjoyed watching recently was, I hate to say it on film, but Schitt's Creek. That was a good one. But as far as my go-to movies, I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of my favorites. Back to the Future, and one of the great things about being quarantined was that I got to sit with my daughters and watch a lot of the old movies that I really loved when I was a kid. They haven't watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off because that's a little bit above them right now, but yeah, it was nice having them experience all the movies that I always loved.
Okay. What's your favorite book?
I'd say probably the Harry Potter series was my favorite books. They're just so imaginative, and my oldest daughter, she's 12, she's in 6th grade, so she's middle school in our district, and last year she read the entire series the whole year, and so that was really nice to be able to experience that with her and talk to her about it, so that was definitely one of my favorite series.
What's your favorite cereal?
Boy, favorite cereal of all time would be Captain Crunch.
Okay. Do you have any favorite hobbies?
Favorite hobby? Probably dancing. I danced all my life.
What kind?
My favorite dance is modern dance, modern contemporary. So when I can, I definitely still like to take classes.
Who has the best donuts? Dunkin', Krispy Kreme, Yum Yums, or Duck Donuts?
That's tough. Probably, I would say Duck Donuts. I like that you can choose and kind of make your own. That's the best part about it.
What's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day?
Favorite thing to do on a rainy day is to just sit. I'd like to be at home and just be with my family, whether or not it's sitting and watching a movie or putting together a puzzle or doing the crossword. Just being at home with them is what I like to do.
If you could join any of the Penfield clubs, which one would it be?
That's a good question because I'm not 100% sure of all the clubs that you guys have. But if it were me, especially when I was a middle schooler, I probably would have joined Reading Olympics, just because I love to read, and having that opportunity to just experience new books with other people and have the opportunity to talk about them, I think I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
What's your favorite vacation place?
Siesta Key. It's in Florida. It's on the Gulf Coast, and Like, it's got a white sand beach, it's quartz sand, so when you walk on it, it's not hot, and it's really pretty and it's nice.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Can I say both? Because
Sure.
I've grown up with a dog, and I've always had a cat as well, but right now I have a cat. She's going to be 14 next month, so, but my husband had never had any pets at all, and so it took a lot of convincing to get even the cat, but they're a lot more self-sufficient. You don't have to worry about like taking them out for walks and things like that. So that was an easier sell than a dog.
Okay. How do you feel about moving to Penfield from Penndale? Is it any like different?
I mean, there definitely are differences. I mean, ultimately, no matter where you are, I mean, I'm doing pretty much the same job. I'm just learning new people. But there's definitely differences as far as just getting to know new people and just trying to figure out like the dynamics of the building, what the culture's like, the climate, all of that kind of stuff. That's just what I'm just kind of sitting back and watching and getting to know kids. But I mean, overall, no matter where you go, middle schoolers are the same. So luckily I've been working with middle schoolers for a long time, so it makes it a little bit easier to make that transition.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying my time here, definitely.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about Penfield, what would it be?
The smell outside. It's quite interesting getting out of my car. I'm like, oh, okay, this is new. So, but I don't know. I know, we got Hatfield Meats right around the corner. So, but I mean, just getting to know everything, right now I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay.
But
I think that's it. So
Okay.
that was the interview. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and let's head back to ChargerTime.
Thanks, Avisha. Now let's move on to this week. We were able to sit down with Dr. Hart and Miss McGee to learn more about learning differences. So let's tune into that.
Good morning, Penfield. Today we will be interviewing Dr. Hart and Mrs. McGee. So, Dr. Hart, what do you do here at North Penn?
So my official title is Director of Curriculum and Equity, and basically in my role I work with a lot of other staff members, but I oversee our curriculum beginning in kindergarten going through 12th grade. And we really focus on the courses that are offered, the various levels of courses that are offered, to make sure that all the students have an opportunity to have a really great experience in reading and writing, math and science, but also explore lots of opportunities and take some risks and try some things, particularly in middle school and high school. The other part of my job is around equity, and so that focus is really on making sure that students, regardless of who you are, can go through the North Penn schools feeling really comfortable in your skin and being able to learn as much as you can. I think very often about this notion of windows and mirrors, that we want for all students to be able to see themselves in the curriculum and in the experiences they have in school, but also this notion of windows and learning more about other people as well. So that's sort of the broad overview of kind of who I am and what I do in the district.
All right, thank you. And what about you, Mrs. McGee?
So my official title is Director of Student Services and Special Education. So I work with students who may have GIEPs, IEPs, or 504s. Commonly, those are the terms that you'll see associated with my job. And I do work with students and teachers from kindergarten through 21, because some of our learners do stay to 21 years old. So in that job, I work hand in hand with Dr. Hart, Dr. McKenna, Dr. Bauer, Dr. Waters, and the rest of the supervisory team for curriculum and special education to support students' access to the curriculum. And when I say access, it could be that they have a profile that needs for some more differentiation so that they learn a little bit differently, or they might need a little bit of acceleration, or sometimes they just might need some accommodations to support their access to the curriculum. So that's primarily my role within North Penn.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do you have anything you want Penfield to know about your job here at North Penn?
So the couple things I'd love for them to know is that I can only do my job well if I spend time in schools. And so Mrs. McGee and I and the other supervisors and directors will take time to come to school. So if anyone should see my face in the place, I want you to know who I am. And when I come into classrooms or I go into the gym or to the library, I just want to get a feel of what you all are experiencing, what's working, what might be a little challenging, so that we can work together to make it as fabulous as possible. We spend a lot of time thinking about content that you're learning, as well as the ways in which content is being presented to you. We want for your experiences to be really engaging. We want you to go home every day and say, let me tell you, family, what I learned today, or to begin to think about things differently than maybe you had thought about them beforehand. But it's a very exciting job, and one of the things that we talked about before we started filming is that I have an opportunity to work with lots of different staff members. So the idea, if you're an English language learner, that's something that I do think about as well. We have staff members who really are focusing very much to make sure that children and families who speak English as a second language are able to navigate school, fill out forms, know kind of what's happening as well. And really, ultimately, we just want for everyone to feel really welcome, and everyone has a very different perspective in the world, and so we're looking for people to kind of give us feedback about what's working and what's not, so that we can be the best that we can possibly be to make sure that you all have a great experience here.
All right, thank you. What about you, Mrs. McGee?
So I think for me, the part of my job I think I love the most is the ability to problem solve with teams, because while we look at it through a curricular lens, there are some times where students, they really see themselves in the classroom and they struggle to access the classroom they're in. So working with teams to help and support, provide for really access and resources so that a student can feel successful in a classroom and know that they're a part of that classroom is probably the part of my job that I like the most. And it's difficult at times because there's conversations where you really have to think outside the box about ways that you can do things, and you have to really get into a different frame of mind to think about ways that you could support students. And I think that part for me, that problem solving, it's difficult, but I love that work. But most of all, I'd love to see all of you, all the students, to be successful. So whatever road that takes for you all to feel successful and that you belong in the building and where you are, that warms my heart as a director.
All right, thank you. Anything you want to add, Shreya?
Just that thank you for all this stuff that you've done for our community. I know you guys just joined North Penn. I'm really excited to see you as I go into I graduate Penfield, go into North Penn, and keep on going. I'll definitely keep in mind and remember you guys and how much you guys actually do for North Penn, because I don't think students actually know what goes behind the scenes and how this test got here or how this curriculum became. So,
you know, can I just jump in really quickly, because I love what you just said, and one of the things I think that both Mrs. McGee and I would agree on is we feel like we're making good decisions as adults, but your feedback is also really helpful. So very often when people sit in the seats that we sit in, we're looking for parent or community feedback, but I think the people who have the most valuable insight are students. So if there are things that you want to see, or things that you think are going well, or things that we could do a little bit differently, you can access my email, you know, on the website. Definitely email me. Part of the reason we love being in buildings is to actually see what it feels like and looks like. So I really appreciate your comment. It means a lot.
All right, thank you for your time here today at Penfield, and we hope to see you soon in the future.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. It was really great.
All right, and
The more you know.
Thanks, Rachel. Finally, the votes are in for our Teachers of the Month. So without further ado, here's Shreya.
hello Penfield, my name is Shreya Desai, and today we will be revealing the Teacher or Staff Member of the Month. This is Penfield's very first time doing this system. All of our staff members are all hard workers, and they all deserve this. This is why we will be doing this every month, to recognize all of the hardworking people who make the school function every single day. All these people dedicate their day's work to help us grow and become intelligent individuals. This is why we are going to be doing this. Our staff need to be recognized. They need to be shown the respect that they deserve. So, me and the rest of Penfield TV would like to do our part and say thank you to all the hardworking staff members. Finally, the part you have all been waiting for, the teacher or staff member of the month. The drum roll, please. The winner is Mrs. Howard. Mrs. Howard is a funny, kind, respectful teacher. She deserves this. She inspires kids. She makes us want to learn and come to school each day. She's a true Charger. Make sure to congratulate her if she is your teacher or if you see her in the hallways. Go, Mrs. Howard. Lastly, watch me give Mrs. Howard the official award and certificate.
What are we doing? Oh, no.
You sure? Hello.
Greetings.
We have a surprise for you.
A surprise for me?
Yeah. Hold on.
Wow, snowing.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
You have won Teacher of the Month.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know this was a thing.
It's a very new thing on the morning announcements.
Very nice.
We wanted to honor a teacher. They chose you. Children, like, apparently you won by a lot.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry this early in the morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Penfield. I appreciate it. I'm gonna hang this up.
Yeah.
And now I have bragging rights. See, you guys, I told you I was okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This made my day.
Thanks, Penfield, for tuning in. Before we leave you, just remember the Penfield way. Be respectful, be responsible, and be kind. Have a great day. All right,